President Trump has filed a number of lawsuits about the 2020 election, and we are going to go over them right now. Hi, my name is Wes Austin. I'm a lawyer and stand-up comedian, and what a perfect combination to talk about lawsuits over an election. Let's do it. Normally in my channel, we do talk about funny patents and funny trademarks and legal news. Today, we're going to be talking about the Trump lawsuits. All right, we have lawsuits in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, and Nevada. And we also have heard people talk about the U.S. Supreme Court. All right, let's start with Pennsylvania. Okay, first we have a lawsuit going on in Pennsylvania that has to do with poll watchers. Okay, and that is poll watchers, not like at a strip club poll, but rather at a voter where you have the polling taking place. I mean, I could be wrong. But anyway, sorry. So the lawsuit had to do with poll watchers. So today, Thursday, November 5th, an appeals judge in Pennsylvania ruled that the Trump's campaign watchers need to have better access to the vote counting that is taking place in Pennsylvania. So shortly after that ruling this morning, the Board of Elections filed a petition with the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania asking for their justices to review the issue. Hours after that decision, the Trump campaign filed an emergency request in federal district court asking that the vote count be halted. So also late Wednesday night, the Trump campaign filed a petition with the state Supreme Court, and they were challenging the extended deadline for voters to fix the issues with verifying their identities. And I believe the judge there agreed to temporarily set aside some of the ballots in question. Now, also with respect to Pennsylvania, in Pennsylvania, the Republican Party of Pennsylvania actually had a lawsuit already ongoing that went to the Supreme Court. Now, President Trump has filed a motion to intervene, which we're going to put up on the screen for you to look at. You can see this is a motion for leave to intervene as petitioner. This lawsuit has to do with whether the ballots received up to 3 days after the election can be counted. All right, that was Pennsylvania. Let's go to Michigan. All right. So in Michigan, I think on November 4th, the Trump campaign had filed a lawsuit asking for the vote counting to be halted. So the lawsuit claimed that the Secretary of State in Michigan was allowing these absentee votes to be counted without bipartisan observers there. So like both Democrat and Republican observers there. So now it's my understanding that the judge ruled from the bench and he denied this motion. So that's not going to happen. I understand they're going to keep counting. All right, so let's move on to Nevada. Okay, so it's my understanding that there are already lawsuits that had been filed in Nevada regarding absentee ballots and also some software in Nevada. I think they're using some signature recognition software that has some AI that they're using. I believe there were some challenges to this that have already been filed. And from the latest that I understand, I just was updating based on the news that I've seen, that the Trump campaign was planning on filing a lawsuit in federal district court in Nevada alleging voter fraud. I have not seen confirmation that's been filed. I haven't actually been able to file a complaint yet, but they have announced that they're going to file it. So I would think that it's going to be filed soon, or maybe even right now it's being filed. All right, and now Georgia. So a lawsuit was filed by the Trump campaign in Georgia on November 4th, which is Wednesday. The lawsuit was filed in Georgia in Chatham County, basically asking that the judge ensure that the rules are being followed for absentee ballots. So this morning, it's Thursday, they had an hour-long hearing with the judge, and after the hour-long hearing, the judge ruled from the bench and just tossed this complaint. So there aren't any orders with respect to that complaint that they have to follow in Georgia. I've also seen people talking online about how President Trump may be trying to have the U.S. Supreme Court review or get involved in some of this. The U.S. Supreme Court can only be involved, if something is being appealed to the Supreme Court from a lower court. So like we do have that lawsuit from Pennsylvania that I mentioned earlier, where the President Trump campaign has filed a motion to intervene in that case. But I believe the only other way that the U.S. Supreme Court can get involved in any of these lawsuits is if you go through the appeals process where you start at a district court, and then that's appealed, and you get to the Supreme Court. Anyway, if you're interested in this and you want me to keep you updated, let me know. If you have updates to anything, because this stuff is happening so fast, please put something in the comments so that people can know that more has happened, and I'll try to keep you posted. All right? Thanks for watching. The interests of justice and judicial, strongly favor its participation in these proceedings. Ali, I can't read.